to Brandix Reviews. This is pretty much part 2 of my video review that I'm doing today because covering the latest home video releases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe in recent weeks and, well, months anyway. So far, Brandix Reviews, I've pretty much covered everything in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that's been released on Blu-ray, up to and including Agent Carter and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Series 2. The last thing before that was Age of Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron, which was, September time, I think, when that came out. So we're pretty much up to date. Now, as I said in my last video, today, the 30th of November 2015, Agent Carter came out on Blu-ray in the UK. But also, Ant-Man has come out as well today, so we've got a real treat today, because it's not often we get to update this collection, maybe a few times a year, 3 times a year if we're lucky. But the more stuff's coming out that I guess is going to improve. But for now, Ant-Man is the latest film that's come out in the cinematic universe. So this marks the end of Phase 2. So I've reviewed the film separately anyway, so I'm not going to get too much into the actual stuff about the film and the characters and the story and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about the actual Blu-ray itself. Now, to put this in context with the previous films, a lot of the early ones were very rich in terms of extra features. I think that's just generally an industry thing. I think Blu-rays, as well as DVDs, are getting less and less additional content just because a lot of people are just not even bothering with physical copies. They're either downloading things illegally or just getting them off things like Netflix and Amazon Instant legally and paying for it. Me personally, I like to have a physical copy, so for all of you out there that feel the same way, these reviews might be up your street. But like I said, the actual earlier videos, particularly up to Phase 1 of Series 1 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so everything from Iron Man up to Avengers Assemble. I think the next couple of films after that would have a lot of extras as well, but particularly they would have these things called Marvel one-shots, which were little short mini films, I guess. They were like 10 minutes long and they had characters from the films. I think particularly the earlier ones, because they had Agent Coulson of S.H.I.E.L.D. in them, those pretty much served as a kind of pilot episode, I guess, for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series. But beyond that, they did other stuff as well. As I'm sure you're already aware, they had one with the Mandarin character from Iron Man 3. So when you got these on Blu-ray, the films, they were a really nice little addition to that. Whereas I think the last one that we got was Thor: The Dark World, when it came with the Mandarin film. It was about 10-15 minutes long, called All Hail the King. But they stopped doing it after that, which is a real shame. So we don't get a lot of that stuff anymore. They don't release them on 2 discs anymore. Again, that was more of a thing of Phase 1. You'd get like the film on 1 disc and then all of the extras, and it would be hours worth on the 2nd disc. So Phase 2 of these haven't been as much. And Ant-Man isn't too bad. We get, let's have a look at what we get. Featurette, making of an ant-sized heist, a how-to guide. That's all one thing, by the way, which is just basically behind the scenes, talking about the film and stuff. Quite interesting. It was about 14 minutes, something like that. I don't know why I'm remembering that specifically. So not too bad. Then there's some other featurettes. There's Let's Go to the Macroverse, which is about kind of the visuals, how they filmed a lot of the stuff in miniature, but also do things in like large scale as well. When your character's really small, you have to build everything else behind them huge. So again, that was quite interesting. Now, what I am pleased about this is the featurettes, WHIH Newsfront, which was a thing that it's like a viral video thing that they did on YouTube, which were kind of like fake news reports, but they were supposed to be part of the film universe, so they were kind of canon and needed to be included on the video. And this, well, at least a couple of those videos, or 4 of them, were news reports similar to when you watch the news and it's got a presenter, and the presenter was Christine Everhart of she appeared in the Iron Man films, Iron Man 1 and 2. So obviously kind of brings it into the universe a bit more, with a bit more of a connection, because Ant-Man didn't have a lot of huge connections. He had a few huge connections, but not a lot of them. They weren't sort of overly selling this as it's another Avengers film. It had its moments, but overall it was its own thing. So there's 4 of those anyway, those WHIH Newsfront videos. There's 2 of them, like I say, are kind of like news reports, one of which features Paul Rudd as Scott Lang. And then there's another one which is just police footage. Well, no, not police footage, CCTV footage of the police investigation into Scott Lang's break-in that got him landed in prison. And then there's another one which is an interview with the Darren Cross character from the bad guy, the yellow jacket character from the film. There's like an interview with him with Wired. So 4 little videos there, quite nice, and I'm really glad they included them, so that's great. There's some deleted and extended scenes, some quite interesting ones. The first one is about 3 minutes long, and it's about when the Scott Lang character, played by Paul Rudd, breaks into Ant-Man, the original Ant-Man, Hank Pym's house and steals the... Well, he doesn't show him stealing the jacket, but it kind of shows him scoping the house out. He poses as a cable repair guy, so kind of cliche. And he actually meets Hank Pym as well, because up till the point when he meets him in the film, after that, if they'd have gone with this scene, that would no longer be them meeting for the first time, because they actually met in this scene. And although Scott Lang was pretending to be a cable guy, Hank Pym was kind of doing a double blind on him, really, kind of doing pretending to be old and decrepit when actually he set him up. Kind of confusing anyway. If you see the clips, if you've seen the film, you'll kind of get it. There's a few other little deleted scenes, some that aren't all that interesting, but definitely check it out for that anyway. There's about 10 minutes worth of deleted scenes anyway. So what else do we have? There's audio commentary. I'm not a huge fan of audio commentaries, but they've got the director Peyton Reed and Paul Rudd, who was obviously Scott Lang in the film. And there's a gag reel as well, which I've said on a lot of my other videos. I'm not a big fan of gag reels, but there's one there if you like them. So that's pretty much the Blu-ray anyway, so not much else hugely to say about this. I was hoping that on either the Ant-Man or particularly the Agent Carter one, which we reviewed previously, there was this documentary about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel, 75 years from pulp to pop, that was the name of the thing. And it aired around about early January time. It was more kind of focused in on the TV side of things towards the end of it, but it focused on the history of Marvel and how they set up the cinematic universe. It was about 45 minutes long. I was hoping it would include it on either one of these 2, but it wasn't, so that's kind of gone into the memory hole, I guess. Unless you can watch it on YouTube, I don't know. But it would have been nice to add to this, because like I say, with the extra features on this, there was particularly Agent Carter or even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Series 2, there's room for extra features, and there's stuff there to be included, but they just don't bother, because I figure a lot of people just aren't buying home video, physical medium anymore as much as they were. So that's probably the reason for that anyway. So that's pretty much everything up till now that I've reviewed on home video for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's not really going to be a lot else coming out in the near future. The next film we've got isn't until May next year, so that's nearly, just over 5 months away now as I'm recording this. And that film will be Captain America Civil War. Really looking forward to that film. But we won't have any actual home video releases in terms of films until, I'm guessing, September time next year. So we're going to have to wait like 9 or 10 months to get any more films on Blu-ray from this collection. But that's not a lot really, because with a lot of other franchises you have to wait years between sequels. To say, oh man, we have to wait like 10 months for the next one, it just shows how spoiled we are, I guess, with these films. In fact, particularly interestingly, I never even thought of it this way, and this isn't just about the Marvel films, but any other franchise. After we saw Fantastic Four released at cinemas, which I didn't bother going to see because I know it was rubbish, but it was a superhero film and it was a Marvel one, not Marvel Studios, but still. Between that and Deadpool getting released, which is the next superhero film we get in February, there's a 6-month gap, which we're pretty much in the middle of that now. We're not going to have any kind of downtime like this that lasts 6 months for the next number of years. We're not going to have to wait 6 months between films, because they're going to be releasing so many after that point on. You're not going to have 6 months of breathing time between films. When you add it all together, DC, Marvel, and then their licensed stuff, which would be X-Men, we're just not going to have to wait. But I just thought it was kind of an interesting way of looking at it. especially where we are now. But the next few films, anyway, let's just talk about what's going to be coming out in Phase 3, because Ant-Man marked the end of Phase 2. And the next film, like I said, Captain America Civil War, which is out in May. That's the first Marvel film next year. The next Marvel film after that will be in November. I think it's November 4th. That's in America anyway. We might get it a week prior in the UK. But that film is Doctor Strange, which I've spoke about recently at Brandex Review, so you can check that video out on YouTube. Some of the official announcements on that. So we're getting 2 Marvel Cinematic Universe films next year. Then after that, so 2017, we're getting 3 films a year. Now I know that Kevin Feige had said previously that they were going to do, when they were doing 2 films a year, you were going to get one film which is a sequel, so established characters, so that would be like Captain America or Thor or whatever. And then the next film within that year would be a new character. So for example, this year we got Avengers Age of Ultron, which was a sequel. Then we got Ant-Man, which is a new character. So that's your sequel and your new character. The year before that we had Captain America Winter Soldier, that was a sequel. Then we had new property, which was Guardians of the Galaxy. Next year is very similar again, so we're getting Captain America Civil War, sequel, and Doctor Strange, new property. The year after that, 2017, we're getting 3 films that year. I've got them kind of listed down here. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, so that's out in May of 2017, so that's a sequel. Then we're getting a new property, which is a Sony film, but it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe this time round, and that is your as yet untitled Spider-Man film. Spider-Man, they're going to establish the character in Marvel's Captain America Civil War. And that's in July, so 2 months after Guardians of the Galaxy. And then in the November of 2017, so pretty much 2 years away now, Thor Ragnarok, which is effectively Thor 3. Then after that, in 2018, we're getting a Black Panther film, so that's a new character, a new property. Well, not really actually. He'll have been introduced at that point, but it's similar to the Spider-Man thing, but it's the first film of his own. Avengers Infinity War Part 1 in May 2018, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp in July 2018, which is obviously a sequel to Ant-Man, which is a pretty good title as well, and it gives us a clue as to what's to come, that they're going to bring the Wasp into it as well. Then 2019 we've got Captain Marvel in March, and then in May 2019 Avengers Infinity War Part 2, and then in July 2019 the Inhumans movie. They've already established the Inhumans characters. It's not the same characters you'll see in the film, but that there are characters called Inhumans and kind of what they're about in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., particularly Series 2, continuing into Series 3. Question now remains, will what they established in that TV series in any way resemble what they do in the film in 2019? Because what happens in the series to date, as far as I'm aware, you can correct me if I'm wrong, hasn't established anything in the series that has then affected anything in the films. It's always been the other way around. The stuff in the films affects the series. So if, when they do the Inhumans film, if it refers back to the TV series, which I think it should do, because the TV series is canon, it's part of it, and it's established something that we know is coming in a film, will they refer to what they did in the series, or will they just kind of do their own thing, and it's kind of enriched if you watch the series, but you don't have to watch the series in any way? It'll be interesting to see. I mean, they've been doing the Inhumans stuff quite well in Series 3, I reckon. I mean, again, I'm not a huge fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I've been enjoying Series 3, so that's just me personally. I'm not saying definitively it's good, but that's my take on it. You watch my videos, that's what you're going to get, my take on things. I think that Series 3 has actually done quite a good job with the Inhumans. So whilst we're on the subject of talking about the films, that's kind of where we're at with the whole Inhumans stuff. Now, I'll pretty much leave it there, to be honest. I mean, I've spoken about the Ant-Man Blu-ray, so I guess that's it. It's kind of tradition that I talk about what's to come film-wise when I do a Blu-ray review. So that's, I guess, where we're at. And there'll be more updates anyway coming at brandexreviews.com, both on the YouTube side of it, but also at the website and on social media, which you can check out. There's a bit of information coming up on how you can follow us on social media, so stay tuned for that. But finally, before I get to that, I just want to say, I know I mentioned this in all my previous videos, I've got this horrible tash on my face, I look like Smeg. It's for charity. I'm doing this for Independent Domestic Abuse Services, kind of a sponsored thing. you can go to brandxreviews.com. There's a link on there underneath this video where I've embedded it on the page. There's a link to where you can go to Just Giving page and make a donation to IDAS. Really great charity, very local, and they're very effective with what they do. So if you want to sponsor me, do so. So for now, I'm going to leave it there and say, as I say, there's some stuff coming up if you want to follow us on social media. But for now, I'm just going to sign off and say thank you very much for watching. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just so you know, for more news, reviews and retrospectives, you can like our page on Facebook, simply called Brand X Reviews. But as well as that, you can also subscribe to us on YouTube via this video. You can also bookmark our website, which is brandxreviews.com, which is pretty much a central hub for everything that I've just mentioned. So check that out and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.